I just want to say, I'm so tired of people acting like we don't need the white people too. Come to the table, because first off, listen, there's major issues. However, we cannot do this alone. You need allies. For sure. And as long as we're speaking the same language, and people like, I get it left and right. They're like, oh, well, everything that always comes out of your mouth is like black and brown people. And I'm like, well, first off, I'm black and brown. Second of all, it's been evidence, we are disproportionately in everything. We are underserved in every single group. This is just factual. I'm not even telling you my own opinion. So when I'm saying that, I'm telling you, just like you saying how you was climbing the corporate ladder, I did the same thing. And when I got up there, I wanted to be up there so bad. And then I was like, holy shit, no one looks like me.
Straight up.
It was crazy. I felt like I was in the Matrix sometimes, being in a Zoom call, and then because of COVID, right, everybody in a little box. And it's just a bunch of old white guys and just me and like maybe one other woman. Like this is the real data. So yes, this is my priority. However, I need all of us to help. We need everybody to come to the table.
100%. I mean, it's crazy to even think about it sometimes, because like when we started that Black Employee Network, you know, I never forget, I told someone I was doing it, and he was like, man, we need to start a white male network. And I'm like, that's your response? You know what I'm trying to say?
It's like, that's called the company.
Yeah, like, but no, I mean, like you guys, listen. I'm at a point in my life where it's probably not the best thing in the world. Maybe I suppress things, right? But you deal with so much inequality. You deal with so much privilege, so much, entitlement, that like I don't even pay any mind anymore. I know what it is. I got to be twice as good to get half as much.
Yep.
That's just what it is, unfortunately, right?
That's it.
But that's what it is. Okay, I got to show up on time.
Yep. I
was early today. You know, it's programmed in me. I don't know how to be any other way. I learned really early, though, not to fight that shit. Welcome to America.
You want to know what's so crazy? So this is actually called respectability politics. My wife's dissertation is on this. Okay. Shout out to my wife, Mia. She just passed her defense proposal, so dissertation coming soon. Hey. Dr. B-Rod in the house 2 times. But respectability politics, and it's about how black and brown people basically were programmed from very young to show up in certain places. Why your mom, your black mom was like, oh, fix this, or grease your face, or you gotta come show up like this. Like, they instilled it in us because, like you said, we have to have double the credentials. We have to have, like, everything for us is just more. And we know that if we want to win, we have to show up that way.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
It goes back to, like, it's crazy too, like, I remember getting pulled over by cops, like, as a teenager and shit, right? And it was two type, like, me and my homeboys, it was 2 type of person that got pulled over. It was a guy that got pulled over, gave his license, played along. You know it's bullshit, but it is what it is.
Yep.
I'm going home.
Yeah.
Then there was my homeboy that wanted to get mad.
Rile up a little
Rile up at the cop. And then we ended up getting all hemmed up.
That was it.
And it's like, we used to have discussions about it, where it's
like, why you do that?
Who's right and who's wrong?
Right.
And it's kind of like cannabis today, where it's like, yeah, we could go fight against MSOs.
Yep.
But I would tell you to do something.
Yep.
Go to one of these MSOs locations, look at the line wrapped around the building for adult use, and tell me how many of them look like us.
Yep.
They don't care.
Yep.
Don't matter.
They don't care.
Don't matter who show up as a customer.
They don't care about that part.
That's facts.
Right? Then, to your point, thinking, okay, we're going to do it without the white folks. They do it already.
Yeah.
They have the procedures and know-how and processes in place, and they're standing on social equity. Why not say, okay, well then show me.
Prove it.
Yeah.
Help me.
Yep.
We definitely, Alyza and I definitely had to do that, where it's like, you talk to the company and they're like, oh, we want to do business with you, or we want your name attached to us and all that. And, okay, well, tell us about your social equity program. Oh, yeah, we love social equity. Da, 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 da. All right, cool. So our rates are this, and it's going to cost this, and you're going to sponsor that, and you're going to do this and this and that, because now you got to prove it.
100%. And again, let's be clear. Hold on, because I want to be clear, because it sounds like we're asking for something.
No.
They make $500, $600, $700, $800 million a year. We ain't asking for nothing, okay? Like,
well, the other part is
no, it's nothing.
The other part is
come on,
like,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
but people want you to be humble, right? It's like, oh, you know, it's like if you walk in and they're like, oh, who's this guy? Okay, this is Brendon, MCA. Okay. And it's like, oh, well, why should we help you? Well, hold up. Like, you need me in this
situation. Straight up.
Yeah, like, well, you're confused.
I'm so glad you said that, though, because
confused.
that's what's going to determine how this goes going forward,
Yep.
right? You got to know how to say no.
Yeah, you got to be comfortable with no.
The reason you mentioned we have so many partners and we continue to do business with the same folks, and it's because we know what to say no to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Just because someone has a bag for you, just because someone, like, if it don't seem right, if it don't fit into your mold, don't do it just for the money. Don't do it just to do it, right? Because it shifts the market on what this really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between demand, as in like, you know, cost and demand, but there's a difference between demand and what's the word I'm looking for? Being just like, well, you'll do anything for that bag, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, you got to understand, you've got to have a limit.
Demand and being desperate.
I'm sorry, that's what it was. Demand and desperate. It's the difference between demand and desperate. You've got to know that, like, this is my end point.
Yeah.
Where I'm not going past, right?
Yeah.
It's like a car salesman. One time, you know, shout out to my late grandmother. My first car was a Plymouth Neon. Y'all don't even know what Plymouth is. Had a Plymouth Neon, and me and my grandmom in there, we trying to buy the car. And the dude, you know, anytime you buy a car, the first thing, can we get your card so we can run your credit? Can we run your credit? Mm-hmm. My grandmom had impeccable credit, right? She didn't even graduate high school, but she had impeccable credit and she knew it. Wouldn't give him the card. Kept dragging him along. She's like, give me your best deal for the car. He puts a number out. No. I need it to be this. So that, and I need the payments to equal this, right? Know what the monthly payment was we could afford. And he finally agreed to it, gave us a number. And she's like, all right, put the number on paper. So he wrote it down. All right, I got you. He was like, now just let me run your credit. Because everything he was saying was contingent on her having whatever credit score.
Yep.
He didn't know my grandma.
Yep.
My grandma handed him the stuff. He check it. The credit come through. She's like, yeah. So that's the number, right? He's like, yeah. He goes in the back, pulls the paperwork for the car. They bought the car for more than what he wrote down. They took a loss giving us the car. Mm-hmm. And he was trying to, well, you know, it's less, and really I should charge. Nah, fam, you put that number down. You didn't think I had the credit score, and I did. Now you got to pay.
You got to stand on business.
Yeah. You know, it's just, you got to know what you stand on and your point, and hold to that, and not be have that desperation about it.
Yeah, and just carry out what you say you here to do. You know what I mean? Like,
you still got to do quality. People don't want to do quality.
That's the main
that
thing.
Part.
That's the main thing.
I know. Sometimes these companies probably think we're crazy because we have a team of us together, and people have different roles that they're doing, and they bring the companies, and I'm like, okay, what are they gonna do? Like, what's their corporate, social responsibility? And most people that sign companies, like, or sign with companies to use them for different things, whether it's security or software or whatever it is, they just use whatever they use. But I'm like, no, I'm holding people accountable because now you get to say that you're affiliated with what I'm doing over here. So if you're going to be attached to my name and I'm, saying that I'm about what I'm about, I'm going to stand on what I'm going to stand on. But if I'm associated with you, then I'm going to need you to stand on that too. So
1,000%.
It's also about knowing what your name's valued now.
Well,
and then also thinking about what is the value of your name maybe when the money's not coming as quick. When it's like, I need to get back out there, hustle, reach out to people, and build, work on my network, use your network. But if you done sold your soul already, or let some people that do foul stuff attach themselves to your name.
We talked about it off camera, right? Like, the biggest thing is relationships.
Yep.
People always say, I network. Let me be clear. There's networking and there's relationships.
Yep.
I can go to any function, anywhere in the world, say hi to 5 people. I networked.
Yep.
Me going and spending time with someone.
Ain't no business come off of that talk.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Building with them.
Building with someone.
Yep.
Corey and I, 5-hour rides to Utica.
Yep.
Like, that's relationships.
Yep.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yep.
Me and you having goddamn 10 a.m. spiritual conversations. These are relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like, where you start to understand the person.
Yep.
You know what they really care about. You know how to help them. You know how they can help you. And that's the thing. Like, we could be friends and help one another.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not using one another.
No.
Like, no, you're good at something.
You're a resource.
My friend.
We
You're
are each other's resources.
You're my friend. Help me. You're my friend.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's like, hey, I know I need this to do business, and I know you do it, but I don't want to look like I'm using you, so I'm gonna go give somebody else the money.
I don't get that.
Yo, and that's why
B,
the black
I've been dealing
dollar-
with that for a long time. You know, I started Sweat a long time ago. I've been seeing this forever. It'd be the weirdest thing, and I'm like, you first off, you're my friend, or even the craziest one is you're my family. You say that you love me, and you know I have this thing, and either to your point, you do this thing, or you know these people, or you know anything that I don't know why other people don't want to put money in other people's pockets.
Well, that's why the black
I
dollar
don't get that.
recycle.
Not real talk.
Why don't you want me to make money?
Real talk. Real talk. It's the weirdest thing, guys. Even when you do business, like we've done events where the event was planned, sponsors were acquired, venue secured, registration open, and a company comes in and goes, "Hey, can we partner with you?" I'm like,
I did everything.
I did all the work
"What
already.
you mean partner?" Like, I'll tell you what. Let's do it on the next one. Let's do, and they look at you like, "Oh, you're not for the culture." That's not business. That's not
I did the
partnership.
work
Like,
already.
No.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
He's
you gotta,
trying to jump on my shit.
yeah, like let's build something together.
Right.
Well, it's difference of doing business and being a sponsor.
100%.
That situation is, I already did all the work. You can come sponsor just to eat up some of these costs. If you trying to come in as a partner means you did some of the work.
Right.
100%.
Right? Like, we can't be partners if I done all the work. Like, it's a different, you got to understand the language. You know, there's a partnership, there's a sponsorship, there's a service. And all those things equate to different things. They also cost different things.
Yep.
But, you know, and Alyza, I tell you this all the time because we see all your haters, you know, on social media, is, you know, they happy that you made it, but they hate that you got it.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
They're, oh, okay, poor girl from whoever. Oh, okay, go.
Suck.
You can get it. Oh, hold up, she made a bag? Oh, no, I don't bang on her.
But
No, she made a bag.
Let me just say one thing on that because it's important to note this. In business and in life, you got to be held accountable for the way you behave as an adult.
That's facts.
This is an industry where we're just getting started. The things you do today will affect your relationships 5-10 years from now.
Ooh.
Imagine when
Preach.
P. Diddy was just starting.
Preach.
The way people would have treated him, wish they would have treated him.
Some people were not nice to me.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
And I'm petty.
And listen, you're not saying that as to be vindictive. It's just life. If I'm trying to do something, you try to tear it down. How can I ever want to work with you?
Why would I want to bang with you?
Yep.
And like, I don't want to wish no harm to you, but like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pass on this one.
I'll pass
good.
on this one, and I should. Like,
Yep.
you try to do something. Like,
Yep.
so just again, like whether you down with something, not down with something, be respectful to people, man.
Yep.
Everybody's doing the best they can do.
Yep.
And I think people should support what's real.
Yeah.
You know? That's just what it is.
So now, what is real is you don't know Jack. Because I'm curious to know, Mr. Jackson, what do you know or don't know? We will have to find out today. So, B, we do this segment. You know, Corey works in weed. He been working in weed for a minute. So we ask him some questions that either we get from Jalen's lovely young generation or we put on Instagram, and I ask him on the spot. So he typically, he doesn't ever know any of them. So you want to play this game with us?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So, what are the most effective ways to store and preserve cannabis for optimal potency and freshness? Jesus.
Cannabis, you want it in slightly under room temperature. So if, let's say you're comfortable at 72, 73 degrees in your house, you want it a little bit cooler than that, maybe like in the 60s. Very low humidity, but not completely dry, arid, so you're not turning it into hay. And then in an airtight kind of situation, you want to open it every day, get some airflow in there, burp it. But yeah, you know, it's the same stuff you see your cannabis sold in, airtight jars, different kind of puck situations, the glass jars. And also go to your local smoke shop, because the smoke shops now got the kind containers and the different things to put your weed in. If your weed is coming in a baggie, though, be careful with that. Once you rip that baggie open, I don't care what they say, that thing's not airtight. Eventually, you know, that blunt or pre-roll going to turn into a brick, or it's just going to boat really bad when you smoke it.
That's true. What is turn into hay?
Turn into hay?
Yeah, that's what you said.
Oh, so turn into hay is like when you over dry cannabis and you start losing the terpene profile. So terpenes is the smell and taste of anything. The same limonene that's in your weed is the same that's in a lime or a lemon. So that terpene profile, that's the if you like smoking flower.
Yeah, of course.
Then you want that terpene profile, you want the smell, the taste, all that different thing, all the things that come with that. Turning it into hay is when you just letting it dry out to the point where the terpenes dissipate.
Yeah.
Because they're going to go first, right? So that's turning your weed into hay. And you can do, listen, cannabis companies do that too during the drying process. You dry something wrong or you don't cure it after the fact, you'll turn a perfectly good harvest completely into hay.
Oof, what a waste. All right. How do different cultures and communities around the world, this is a good one, use cannabis for medicinal and spiritual purposes?
Well, you see, cannabis is part of some cultures, right? Like it's part of Jamaican culture. Not all Jamaicans, I want to be, as far as really part of Rastafarianism, which is a religion.
Right.
Then you see cannabis dates back to a lot of native, including our Native Americans, but a lot of native cultures from a medicinal use, more like a shaman or something, to open your mind up to different things. And then from a medical use, well, we're already seeing that in this country. Trust me, a lot of the medicine stuff y'all seeing, this stuff didn't come from America. We just have American, companies that make it.
Right.
But like you saw THC pills decades and decades ago, even with the scheduling, you could get prescribed a THC pill. So, and that's the same in other cultures too. The leading country in cannabis development and understanding from a science standpoint is Turkey, though. So,
Okay.
Turkey and Israel, yeah. So
Israel, Dr. Mechalem, Mech.
yeah, I can never.
He's
pronounce
the
it.
one. Yeah,
He's that dude.
Yeah, he's the one who extracted the THC
From
the plant and
Yeah, he's
found
that dude. I'm not even gonna butcher.
Yeah,
his name, but I
the
know,
godfather of cannabis.
Yeah,
they
that's
call
the
him
dude right there.
old.
That's what started the science aspect of cannabis.
Corey, what would you say are some of the potential career opportunities within the cannabis industry, but beyond cultivation and sales?
It's called MCA. A lot of stuff. So you got the distribution part, like I said earlier, with get a vehicle, get a white van, put the necessary security functions on it, be a distributor. If you have your gun license or any of your tactical kind of licenses, certifications, security. But you can work for a security company or be security for an MSO, or you could make your own security company, right? Like I told my sister this because she's a PO. I'm like, why aren't you and all your other homegirls that are all POs, they got their little crew? I was like, and that's probation officer and then parole officer, but it's like, y'all need to start your own company because y'all trained black and brown women, all licensed to carry a gun in the state. So you have that if you're a rich person, but the banking side of it, be an investor. I'm saying any way that you would invest or try to work your way in to be a middleman or woman in another industry, you should be looking to do the same thing in cannabis. I think that's the main thing that Brendon did was he found a gap and he filled it appropriately.
Nah, bro, you're spot on, man, because everything that we do in life, same way alcohol became a part of just social gatherings, interactions, so will cannabis.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
So go do it. If you already do marketing, go do marketing in cannabis.
Yeah.
You already sell insurance, go sell insurance to cannabis companies. You have a construction company, guess what's about to happen? A lot of folks are going to be doing construction.
Yes.
Right? And they're going to, so like, every opportunity we have to do anything in business is coming in cannabis. Corey mentioned, obviously, the big ones like delivery, distribution, things of that nature, security. But, just think, honestly, think big because whatever, you could go create content for cannabis creators. Twitter just opened up ads.
Yes.
Go to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like,
there's so many things you can do.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to the hookah dude. Now, y'all, I know y'all was gonna look at me like that.
Okay, what's this?
So if you about our age. So if you remember in the 20s, you go to the club, to the bar, pop and have a good time, whatever. And then hookah kind of came out. People were like, oh, I like hookah. It's cool. But only really the Arab spots had it. So you go to the hookah lounges and all that. And then some dude was like, yo, I really want hookah in this club. And instead of like, yo, I'm going to find the club that got hookah, He was like, I'm gonna buy 30 hookahs and be the hookah boy or the hookah dude in the club.
Okay.
Genius.
That was very
like
smart.
for real talk, you can't go nowhere. Like you go to the strip club, it's hookah. You go to a regular club, it's hookah. Some of these restaurants and brunch spots that pop up, hookahs.
That's
and
real.
it's always that dude that's like, yo, we don't take credit, we only take cash. They always only take cash.
I know.
Yeah, but we got the hookahs. He got 30 flavors, shit you ain't
Yeah.
never seen. Somehow his hookah always pull right.
I know.
It's right, it's mass moving shit. Right, your hookah at home is all tore up. His hookah smell pull perfect every time. Hookah dude, shout out to hookah dude. Be the hookah dude in cannabis. Figure out the gap.
Yep.
And get your way in there.
Yep.
It's real though.
So listen, before we wrap, I do want to have a short discussion. I just want to know, what are your Corey's over there dying? Look at this. You see, this is how you know we get into the end. Somebody gets too high
That
every
watermelon
episode.
gelato.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Shout out
It
to
was
Air.
gonna be.
Doesn't everyone climb trees?